Hey fourth graders, this is a video lesson for lesson 28. The lesson 28 learning target is I can represent and solve 3-digit dividend division with divisors of 2, 3, 4, and 5 numerically. So we're going to be looking at some problems today that have dividends, or the first number in a division problem, that have 3 digits. So for example, we might be 231, and we're going to be dividing them with divisors of 2, 3, 4, or 5. So we might see a problem that's like 231 divided by 2 today, or 231 divided by 4, or 615 divided by 2, or 191 divided by 3. So all sorts of different possible combinations of 3-digit numbers divided by 2, 3, 4, and 5. And what it means by numerically is we're going to be using the standard algorithm. So let's go ahead and jump into a pretty simple problem. You can just follow along here in your math notebook if you want. No need to solve this one independently on your own if you don't feel like it. You could just watch. So the first problem I'm going to be showing and demonstrating is 767 divided by 5. So we have a 3-digit number divided by 5. So when we're solving this problem numerically or with the standard algorithm, we start with the hundreds place. And we look, in this case, we have a 7 in the hundreds place. And so we ask ourselves, how many groups of 5 can I make if I have 7 hundreds? I'm like picturing these 7 hundreds discs in my head. And I think, well, I could make one full group of 5, but 2 would be too much. 2 would be 10 hundreds. So I can only make one group of 5. And one group of 5 is only going to give me 5 hundreds. So if I subtract 7 minus 5, that leaves me with 2 hundreds. I'm going to bring down this tens place next. And so that gives me 26 tens to work with. And notice how I wrote the 1 right above the hundreds place, because it's important to keep everything in place value order. Okay, so now going back, I have 26 down here. And I need to think to myself, how many groups of 5 can I make if I had 26 tens? And so I know I can make 5 groups. It's not going to fit exactly, but I can make 5 groups of 5. And 5 times 5 is going to give me 25. So now I have this. I can subtract 26 minus 25. That's going to give me 1. And so I bring down my ones place here, the 7, and that leaves me with 17. So now, once again, I think, how many groups of 5 can I make if I have 17? Or what's 17 divided by 5? And I can make 3 groups. And 3 groups of 5 is going to be 15. It doesn't fit evenly again. And I subtract once more, and I get 2 left over. And so now I'm at this point where I have this 2 right here, and I can't make any groups of 5 if I only have 2 ones. And so since I can't make any more groups, this is going to be my remainder. So if I'm not feeling super confident in my answer, or if I'm wanting to, check and double check my work, I could use multiplication to check if my quotient and my remainder is correct. So what I can do is I'm going to multiply the quotient I got by my divisor. So I'm going to multiply 153 times 5. I could just use the standard algorithm. I'm going to do that really quick. And I get 765. Now once I've done that, I'm going to add in my remainder. So I'm going to add 2 to that. And my goal is I want to get this answer. If I get back to this, my original dividend, then I know my answer is correct. So if I add 2 to 765, I get 767. And so I know that my answer is correct. So I get a quotient of 153 and a remainder of 2. So we're going to take a look at one more problem here that's a little bit trickier. I'm going to move and find some blank space, and I'll show you why. So we're going to be solving now 297 divided by 3. And you might notice that this one's a little bit different because our hundreds place is actually smaller than our divisor of 3. So we can't really fit any groups of 3, or can't make groups of 3 if we only have 2 hundreds. So this is a problem where we're going to have to combine, or in our heads, we think of not as 200s, but as 29 tens. So now since we're thinking of it as 29 tens, we can say, well, how many groups of 3 fit into 29? And if we think about our multiples of 3, well, we can fit 9 groups of 3 into 29. It doesn't fit exactly in, but it gets close. It gets us to 27. So now we can subtract 29 minus 27. That's going to be 2. And once again, notice how I put that 9 above the tens place here. That 9 was above the tens place, not above the hundreds place. It's above the tens place. Oop. So now I have 2, so I need to bring down the 7. And I already know from just before that 27, I can make 9 groups of 3. So in this case, I get 0 as a remainder. And whenever I get a 0 as a remainder, I know, and I have nothing left to bring down over here, I know I'm done. So I get my answer of 99, or my quotient of 99. And to check, I could do a little bit of multiplication here. And since there's no remainder, I don't really need to add anything. So I get 297, so I've checked to make sure my answer is correct. So for this next part, I want you to try to solve this one on your own. So I'm going to write the problem down. You could pause the video, solve it in your math notebook, and then press play on the video again and check to see if you got the right answer. So here's the problem I want you to solve. Let's find some more blank space. I want you to try to solve 300, let's do 91, and I want you to divide that by 4. 391 divided by 4. So go ahead and pause the video now, solve it in your math notebook, and then check to see if you got the right answer. All right, let's go over this answer for 391 divided by 4. Just like the previous problem, we have a hundreds place that's smaller than our divisor. So we're going to need to look at this first part as 39 tens. So now that we think 39 tens, we could think, well, how many groups of 4 go into 39? And if we think about it, we can say that there are 9 groups of 4 can go into 39. And 9 groups of 4 is the same as 36. And if we subtract 39 minus 36, we get 3 left over. And then we bring down our 1. Now we have 31. And so we ask ourselves, how many groups of 4 can fit if we have 31? And if we think about it, we know we'll get 7 groups of 4. 7 groups of 4 is going to be 28. If we subtract 31 minus 28, we get 3. And so since I can't make any more groups of 4 out of this 3 right here, I know that this is going to be my remainder. So I have a quotient of 97 and a remainder of 3. And to check my work with multiplication, I'm simply going to multiply my quotient by my divisor. 97 times 4. That gives me 388. And then I'm going to add in my remainder. And since these two right here, they match, I know that I got the right answer. So hopefully looking at these 3 problems, you're ready to tackle all the problems in the Lesson 28 problem set. But if you have any issues during your work time on the problem set, you can always come back and watch this video and refresh your memory on dividing 3-digit dividends by 2, 3, 4, or 5. Thanks for watching.